If you're on this show, you gotta be stylish.
Immediate. First of all, we make you look better. All right. You see how what we do. We trying to do out here. But this is absolute honor. Not only has this man been on the show, you've seen him all over internationally. Now playing, for the Chicago Fire, great midfielder and a lotto athlete, ladies and gentlemen. Kellyn Acosta, everybody.
Kellyn, what's up, brother? Welcome back.
What's up? Thanks for having me back. Excited to be back.
Thank you, man. It's nice. Last time you were here in studio. The studio's changed a little bit. Now that you're just seeing it on camera, let us know what you think.
No, I think it looks great. It looks great. It got a nice little backdrop. When was I there last? Like 4 years ago? If that few years ago. Mm-hmm. No, you guys have done great with the place.
Look,
I'm excited to come back in studio.
Yes, you got to come back. We got you gummy candy last time. We'll run it back.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, how you doing with your gummy candy addiction? Like me. We both share this same problem. How are you holding up?
Yeah, I cut back a little bit since last time we spoke. I was basically this gummy fiend, if you will, but now I've kind of trained to change my diet a bit. So not so much into gummies.
All right, and that's why only one of us is more successful than the other. Yeah. We know which one is which.
So let me just write this down. Change diet at some point. All right, hold on.
Yeah, some point. Some point got to make changes, but that's not my cheat day.
You sounded like my wife and my cardiologist. I ain't gonna lie.
Kellyn, we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. I just want to make sure we talk about especially the shirt or jacket that you're wearing.
We see the logo,
Lotto, which is a brand that I think I was mentioning before we started recording. The last Lotto shirt that I had bought was in Japan when I went there a couple years ago, and now I'm starting to see on my timeline a few more Lotto athletes. Stu Holden is one of the guys that he does his job.
Yeah, man.
Any city he's in, he's like, hey, check out the shoes.
Yeah. He about to get a lower back tattoo of the Lotto logo. He's working overtime.
So
he is.
Talk about this new partnership and this new endeavor for you.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think it's kind of just like a full circle moment for me. Lotto is one of my first ever boots. And so to come back to wear it again and to bring it to my younger fans, it's honestly a dream come true. I think it's super cool. It's a great brand, timeless, nostalgic, and it's being innovative in a way. I think it's right now. It's about coming back into the U.S. market and growing the brand, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
That's what I was going to ask, because when we talk about Lotto or Lotto, as all my Italian friends call it, it's you think back to like a classic shirt. Serie A is big, right? Lotto. I see a lot of Serie A in the past. What is it what's it going to become in the U.S.? Is it like more streetwear? Is it just going to strictly be for the players? Because I got to be honest, some of us, we're not really, in the abs, shape like a lot of the Lotto shirts from back in the day.
My man, he got gummies in his pocket right now.
I am a gummy. I'm a big ass gummy.
Right. Oh man, no. To put it simply, I think it's a combination of all the things. I think on field, off the field, and want to be a brand that's going to be cool. I think, the whole fashion industry is being shaken up a bit with soccer. You've seen all the classic jerseys to the footwear, to all the styles and the silhouettes. And I think Lotto's right up there. And I think you'll see in the near future, you're going to be seeing not only just on field, but off the field with kind of the street style as well. So it's looking great, especially, with the 2026 World Cup coming along. I think there's going to be a lot of cool things that Lotto's going to do in the fashion world, but also on field.
That's beautiful.
Especially when you're on the field. I know, there's certain brands that basically take over, what boots people wear, or they sponsor certain athletes or whatever. And then whenever a player goes out on their own and they do just a different brand, doesn't even matter if it's not like Nike or Adidas. As soon as it's something different, what do the other players say? Like, yo, what are those like? Those look dope. Should I try them?
Yeah,
or whatever?
Someone putting them on and walking out to training before you.
Are you talking about just me personally?
Yeah, wearing a different boot than everyone else is wearing. How do other players sort of interact with that and ask questions about it? Because I know they're curious.
Yeah, I think everyone's very intrigued because it's something that's out of the norm. I think especially for me, I think I take pride in being different than everyone else. and to be a focal point of a brand, especially here in the U.S. I think it's a huge honor. But I think it's cool because everyone, like you mentioned, you see the Adidas and the Nikes and so on and so forth. So being a bit different obviously catches people's eye. And so it's kind of a talk around the locker room because I wear, different boots of Lotto in different colors. And so it's cool just to bring out different colors. Everyone's like, oh, let me see those. Let me try those on. What are those like? And then, on the street side, I mean, I'm wearing different sneakers that are out of the norm as well. That's super cool and innovative. And everyone's just super intrigued with the stuff that I put on. So I think it's a cool experience every which day.
See, I know how you feel though, because I went to Catholic school, but in 7th grade I decided to wear Tim's with my uniform.
There you go. So you know.
So I already, you know what I mean? I understood the vibe changed when I walked in, and also got the attention. Turns out you're not supposed to do that.
Right? You turn in head. That's why I threw them on.
That's
I
it.
got the Timbs on today. Yeah, I'm shaking it up.
Yeah, I like to think the teachers just want to see the shoes more. That's why they wanted me to stay after for an hour or two.
That's when you get hit with a ruler, bro.
No, I got the rosary, bro. Catholic school's crazy.
Kellyn, I want to talk about the fire this season and obviously Gregg Berhalter and all the changes and stuff like that. But we haven't spoken to you in a while. I do have to ask about that goal you scored last year.
The wind,
the Windy City, the Windy City miracle. I don't even know what they're calling it, but this was one of the most odd and strange goals I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sure you've. Same for you.
Yeah.
And
the allegations won't stop. But I saw you lick your finger and test the wind before.
Right. Yeah. So people only see the aftermath, right, and they see the finished product, but they didn't see the hours and dedication
right.
put into that moment to get there. So,
just staring at a windsock with a notebook.
Right.
What? It's like, why is Kellyn doing free kicks from 55 yards out?
Yeah. I got doing field goal numbers, bro.
Practice for all occasions.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that was just one of the craziest goals, I think, in MLS history. And it just
probably football history.
It's just a wild one. I mean, we saw the celebrations. We saw the shock on everybody's faces. But that moment for you, what do you remember most about it? How did it make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to even describe it. I mean, I think for us, the whole game, it was a tough game, a windy day. We go down early 2-0, then get one back at half. Then they scored early second half, and so we had a big mountain to climb. And we it was very chaotic, I would say, but we were able to kind of claw, scratch our way back. And yeah, I mean, everyone sees the last minute goal that I had. It was just one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm going to utilize the win, but also put it in a dangerous spot that's just going to cause chaos. And the rest is history. The wind kind of took it. I mean, I honestly didn't think it had a chance, but it just kept going and it carried. And it happened to be on St. Patty's Day, which is like another full circle, which is, look at the Irish, if you will. But yeah, it was crazy. I know Brady, our goalie, was super excited because that was his first ever assist as well.
Hilarious.
So, so it was crazy.
This is a crazy Disney or Pixar movie in the making.
Right. So if Disney, if you're watching, I mean, yeah, we should blow that up.
You got to have a dog on the team. There's a kid who got maybe like a horse muscle put in his leg, so he's a good kicker. And then you score that goal. I mean, talk about the change in Chicago, right? The first match of the season scared us a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And you guys have kind of been doing pretty well since then. Talk about what it's like working with Berhalter again, and just sort of what the changes he's made in this team and how you're being used.
Yeah, I think it's just a new energy and dynamic within the team. I think we're playing, better branded football. So it's obviously a testament to Gregg and what he's implemented within the team, but also just the great group of guys that we had. I mean, we also got to execute and put what we practice into play. And I thought the guys have done tremendously well from preseason until this point. Me and Gregg's a guy that I know very well, so it's great to work under him again. And I think for us, we've made some good first steps, but it's a long season ahead. You got to take it game by game, and I think it's been a good first start of the season. But like I said, I think we have another opportunity this weekend, which is another tough game, playing away up in New York or New Jersey, if you will, Red Bull. And so like I said, take it game by game. But yeah, I think we're a team with high ambitions, and I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't want to downplay it at all, because I know we have a lot of Fire fans that are fans of our show, and any little just inkling of success,
A positive mention of a Chicago Fire
because
the last few years.
the last few years have been difficult. I mean, when you talk about the energy being different, is there anything specific that you can talk to? Because there's generally a positivity, more smiling, a bit of a joy. Even I always look at it, especially when the Fire have been down in games from last year to even this year, and even we have a smaller sample size. But there's an energy and a grit and a real strong desire to, like, obviously not replicate those seasons of the past.
Yeah, no, I think for sure. I think there's definitely a resiliency to the group. I think sometimes, you get knocked down early, and I think what's been a theme of the past is, go down early instead of, clawing our way back. We end up getting scored on it again and again and again. But I think this year we have that belief and that winning mentality that, whatever challenge and obstacle is kind of thrown our way, we're able to, one, face it head on and adapt and conquer. And we've shown that, in the early stages of the game. And I mean, hopefully we're not having to adapt to a lot of games, but also playing, more our football and dictate the game. But, sometimes that's just the way it happens. But I think, yeah, like I said, I think there's just that winning mentality and that belief within the group that, we are a good team. Believing that first, and then the next part is actually going out there and doing it. So I think it's been great thus far, but yeah, we want to continue building on that.
Yeah, fun fact: Shaqiri as involved this year as he was last year.
You gotta get one in there. Sorry,
you know what I
You're
mean? Sorry.
getting in trouble for that one.
That was just for the homies in Section 8. And I mean the Chicago Fire fans, not my cousins. Which we're going. I do want to ask, though, Gregg Berhalter, we've heard from players that have played for him when we've spoken to him. We hear that he could be very particular, very detail-oriented. He has a system that you have to understand. For someone like you, you've been in this league for a while now. Is it difficult? Like, do you have, like, homework to figure out exactly where you're supposed to be when things are happening? Or do you think he leans on you in a different way?
You're talking about just me personally?
Yeah, just you personally.
Talking about as a group. I mean, obviously, like I said, as a guy that I know, I mean, I think when it comes to details, he has a structure in place, but that's just giving us ideas within the game to help us succeed. And it's the rest of us is their individual characteristics to come out to really take it to another team. I think for me, he's leaning on me to be one of the leaders and a guy that he can, lean on, especially within the team, especially with the new guys. But it's a responsibility that, I've kind of shouldered, and I've been enjoying it. And like I said, I mean, what he's implemented is stuff that I've, come to know over the past year. So it comes pretty easy to me, but it's just passing along to the other guys. But I think the guys have done a tremendous job of, just adapting and learning. And like I said, I mean, it's shown in the games. And, for a team where we want to be, we got to just continue to grow.
All right. The other thing I want to ask about is your teammate, who I think has one of the greatest names in football, the right winger, the Danish Philip Zinkernagel. We just keep repeating his name because it's just a fun name to say.
It sounds like an old timey, like
a trade or something.
You're messing with somebody. Oh, you got a couple of this kid. You're being rambunctious. You're being
what? I mean, look, he's been a great addition to the team, but I mean, when you see the name on the roster, you got to giggle a little bit, right?
How stressed is the kit man though making that kid, huh?
I know. It's like, don't get one letter wrong.
No. Pronunciation is important.
You gotta be on point.
You better enunciate.
Right.
But no, can you speak to his play a little? He's been fantastic so far this season.
Yeah, I think he's been a great addition. I mean, as well as the others. Joe Bamba has been tremendously well. Jack Elliott in the back. Barroso, outside back that slotted in. Even guy that we haven't talked about as much has been around. Sergio Orel has been tremendous for us, a young kid that's coming in and done a lot. We have others as well. Romy coming in. We have a number of guys that have done, tremendously well. I mean, I think I can't just highlight Phil, but he has done well in the past couple of games, 2 goals in 2 games and an assist, which is great. And I think for us, we need to get our attacking guys going. And, Phil's a testament to that. He's working extremely hard in training excited to see him on the score sheet. I think next up is getting Bomba on the score sheet. He's assisted a few times, but I think his goals are coming, and Ugo's been tremendous as well. So yeah, it's about being the guys up top, getting them good spots, and let them do what they do. And I think it's been great thus far. But yeah, like you said, we want to get all those guys in double digits.
Have you given him a nickname, and can you say it on the show?
You talking about Phil? No, I call him Phil. I mean, his last name, just like you. I mean, I might butcher it. I mean, I might say I'll go to Z to I think I just kind of just let it rest because I'll butcher it as well.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Phil.
The last thing I want to ask is, since the last time you were here, was it? I think you wrote a piece, you were obviously profiled in a piece about your Japanese heritage, and I love that. It felt like an interesting, just a thing of like, oh, we get to know Kellyn Acosta like a little bit more. And you spoke about certain details about like either difficult upbringing or we sort of talk about this as Hispanic people deal with this a lot, especially first generation, like ni de aquí, ni de allá. Like you don't know what sort of culture.
You're not American enough for America. You're not, for me, Cuban enough for Cuban, or Dominican enough for Dominican.
Right.
So you feel like sort of lost in this middle space.
So I love that insight. But so after writing that piece, or after that piece came out, what was the sort of the response? And I'm sure either people reached out to you or learned things about you that they may have not known. What was the impact after it came out?
Yeah, no, it was cool. I got a lot of just positive responses. I think it was one of those things where I think a lot of people are in the similar boat as me, they're trying to fit in some place, like you mentioned, right? And like for me, it's like I'm kind of an anomaly. Like I'm African American by look. I have an Hispanic last name, a Japanese heritage, and everyone's like, "So where do you belong?" I dress different. I play different sports, and my family dynamic was super different. So I think I dealt with this whole identity thing where I didn't know where I kind of fit in. I think a lot of people were dealing with that at some capacity. So it was kind of cool to kind of just seeing the different feedback from different people. It was just like, that was eye opening. I'm dealing with this too, but thank you for coming forth and using your platform for good. I think that was super positive, and it was very heartwarming for me to kind of see those positive messages and hopefully make a positive impact in other people's lives.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, because I mean, for years I heard the name Acosta. I'm like, all right,
yeah, he's one of us.
You one of us? You Panamanian or something? Like,
Dominican, Cuban, Colombian.
So it's like,
Mexican,
so you have all the
everything.
Caribbean islands and Japanese. That's crazy.
It's great. I mean, as a Dominican dude that gets constantly confused for like a Filipino person, I'm like, yo, Kellyn's my guy. All right. So,
and for someone who gets confused by whatever the guy who owns the bodega is, and I let him believe it. Okay. I let him believe
this man has influence in your community.
If you Dominican, you walk in, Bobby, hey, que lo que? If you walk in and you Yemeni, Habibti. You know what I mean? I want the discount.
Kellyn Acosta, thank you so much for joining us, man. Obviously, best of luck going forward with the Fire. Best of luck, obviously, with everything with Lotto. So we're excited to see not only the fits, the photo shoots. Kellyn is not a hey, I'm just behind the camera kind of guy.
No, he's like, put the lights on me. Yeah.
So we love to see it, brother.
Hey, any double XLs coming out, you know where to send them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll make sure you guys get a little care package.
Oh, it's too kind, man.
We don't need too much. Don't send a Lotto.
I knew you were going to plug that in.
Free bets.
Kellyn Acosta, thanks so much, brother.
Thanks, man.